Good evening and Happy New Year. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network presents the DCTV 4-H Evening News Program for Wednesday, January 10th, 2018. Camera people, Daniel and Devin. Video engineer, producer, and sound engineer, Eduardo. Teleprompter and prompter, Mayra. News anchor, Nick. Meteorologist, Hannah. And this is the news director of the woeful New York Jets, whose season has mercifully come to an end. And now, the news.
Go ahead. Good afternoon and welcome to the DCTV 4-H Evening News and Weather Program. Help keep our kids news show on the air by becoming a sponsor. Buy sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. The stories from the Denver Post. Cory Gardner meets with Jeff Sessions on marijuana, since neither is given ground. U.S. Senator Cory Gardner said Wednesday that a morning meeting with the U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions did little to settle their disagreement over marijuana policy. An impasse to make it more likely that Congress will have to address the issue. Gardner told Denver 7 that Sessions gave no indication that he would reverse his decision last week to reverse an Obama-era policy known as the Code of Memorandum, which generally left alone states that legalize marijuana. I think the meeting kind of went as I expected it to, Gardner, Colorado told Denver 7. I shared my state's rights position with our Attorney General Sessions. He shared his concern about the Cole Memorandum and why he rescinded it. Because Sessions isn't backing down, Gardner said he plans to pursue legislative fix either through a standalone measure or an amendment to bigger bill. Thank you. One idea has gained traction among Colorado lawmakers is an amendment to the coming budget bill that would prohibit the Justice Department from spending money on marijuana enforcement in states such as Colorado that have legalized pot. We'll be looking at appropriation legislation. Gardner said we'll also be looking into broader legislation to address this issue. As you know, I oppose legalization, but the fact is this is a state's right decision, and that message I delivered very clearly today to the Attorney General. Gardner has vowed to block Justice Department nominees until there's a resolution on the marijuana issue, but it's not known whether he can continue that blockade if Congress comes up with a fix without the help of Sessions. Following stories from the Cortez Journal. McPhee manager plans to open up Lake early. McPhee Reservoir and San Juan National Forest officials are proposing to open McPhee boat ramp 2 weeks earlier in mid-April for the 2018 motorized boating season. But in order to do so, the House Creek boat ramp will close down at September 30th, a month early. The McPhee motorized season was shortened in 2016 due to the threat of quagga and zebra mussels, which have infested nearby waterways, including Lake Powell. A new policy requires all motorized and trailer boats be inspected and decontaminated at McPhee and House Creek boat ramps. Near networks of inspection stations. The mussel's larvae can survive for weeks in the ballast of boats and engine compartments. Forest Recreation Manager Tom Rice explained that based on user data, opening up the McPhee boat ramp early in the spring will have better served the recreation public. We have a limited budget for boat inspection stations, and there's not much use at the House Creek boat ramp in October, he said. This is an opportunity to open up the lake up earlier. Because phones are limited, the House Creek boat ramp is only open Friday through Mondays during the boating season. May through October. The McPhee boat ramp is open daily during the season. In October, an average of 3.7 boats per day go through the inspection station at the House Creek boat ramp. On some October days, not one boat uses the ramp the entire day, Rice said, but the inspectors are still getting paid. By cutting House Creek inspection hours, personnel can be occulted earlier in the season to the McPhee ramp, he said. This following stories from the Durango Herald. Could paragliders turn to Smelter Mountain? Could paragliders launching off the Smelter Mountain be a regular sight in Durango once again? That's for the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Commission to decide Thursday. Yet the prospect faces stern opposition from local agencies that see the activity as a risk of public safety. It's just not a great spot to do it, said Durango Police Commander Ray Sharp. For years, paragliders have used to launch from the top of Smelter Mountain on northern edge of Durango, taking to the skies above town use in the area. That's now a 79-acre off-leash dog park as their landing zone. The launch site accessed by Smelter Mountain Trail was historically located on the northeast boundary of Bodo State Wildlife Area managed by Colorado Parks and Wildlife. But around 2010, Durango Police Chief Jim Spartlin asked CPW to prohibit paragliders, hang gliders, and other types of aircraft from using the area as a launch site based on a variety of concerns. According to Shoup, public safety personnel were concerned to site paragliders would distract drivers along the busy U.S. Highway 550/160 intersection, which would up the chance of an accident. Spartlin was also concerned, Shoup said, with launch sites adjacent to the region's public safety communications towers, as well as towers for radio and broadcasting, posing a risk should the pilot lose control. In fact, the launch site was designated in 2003 as an off-leash dog park. The only place where dogs are allowed to be off-leash also increased the chances for conflicts between people and dogs at the park. Now here are dumb laws in Maryland cities. In Baltimore, it's illegal to throw bales of hay from a second-story window within the city limits. It's illegal to take a lion into the movies. It's a park rule violation to be in the public park with a sleeveless shirt. No person who is a tramp or vagrant shall order any park at any time. It is a violation of the city's code to sell chicks or ducklings to a minor within 1 week of the Easter holiday. In Baltimore City, though you may spit on a city roadway, spitting on city sidewalks is prohibited. You may not curse inside city limits. In Cumberland, it is illegal to use profane languages on a playground. Knocking a stone into a public park is prohibited. In Rockville, persons may not swear while on the highway. Citizens may not swim in public fountains within city limits. And now the weather with Hannah.
Temperature is 41 degrees. The high for today was 44 degrees. The low was 32 degrees. The barometer is at 29.65 inches and is rising. The humidity is at 96%. The wind has been between 1 and 2 miles per hour from the southwest. The gusts have been up to 23 miles per hour. There have been 29/100ths of an inch of moisture measured today by the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the month is 0.28 of an inch. Moisture for the year is 39 inches. And now for the big map. There are 4 lows and 1 high in the west and Pacific Northwest. There is rain from Washington and Oregon into Northern California. Snow is falling over most of the Pacific and West and Pacific Northwest, including here in Dove Creek. Rain is falling all over most of the central part of the nation, the east part, and across the south. Freezing rain is possible from New York into Maine. Now here for your exclusive DCTV weather forecast. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 37, low 24. Friday, mostly sunny, high 46, low 23. Saturday, mostly sunny, high 46, low 24. Sunday, mostly sunny, high 48, low 25. Monday, mostly sunny, high 48 and low 25. Now for our climate change report. CO2 carbon dioxide is one of the principal causes of climate change, and it is important that we report the CO2 weekly change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability, resulting in significant swings worldwide in moisture and hot and cold temperatures. But it is important to note that the overall long-term climate trend is that the planet is warming. The following CO2 numbers are in parts per million. For the week of January 7th. This week, 407.4. Last week, 407.4. Week before last, 407.15. 1 year ago, 405.76. 10 years ago, 384.75. 50 years ago, 321.96. Thank you, Dr. Peter Trans of the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric. Thank you, Dr. Peter Trans of the National Oceanographic Atmosphere and Administration and the Michael McGee CO2 Earth website for this information. Remember, you can help keep our kids' news show on air by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
And that is the end of today's DC TV 4-H news program for the first week. Actually, it's more than just the first week. The second week of January of 21/8. This is news director. I have to change since the Jets are no longer playing. They're just watching from home. A bunch of really rich guys just watching from home, saying good night and thank you for watching.